Like I was on a planet with that oxygen, I lived up dreams. Dreams that seem to be bought overpriced. Dreams you keep trading on the daily like credit transactions. Dreams that keep bouncing back like that check. Dreams you carry like overdue debts, but can't you see? I cherish them like a dying breath. Cause these are the same dreams I held close to chest. Hi, my name is Oroma, and I enjoy expressing my work in various avenues, depending on the core of what that message is, and that could, I guess, come out in various forms, anything from audio, pictures, or videos, or whatever the content is. I think at the core of everything that I want to do is to kind of find a way to capture each moment and share it to you at its rawest form, or the way that message first reached, I guess, the senses. Today I wanted to share a bit about what I've been working on, which is the Black Butterfly project. I have had this project around for a long time, and I've felt it's kind of time for it to kind of be removed from my system, so that other people can, I guess, contribute their part into, I guess, the dialogue, because keeping things in your system for too long sometimes it closes a lot of other doors of fluctuating emotion that could also kind of influence that to another dimension. So yeah, so this is basically a video sharing with you about the Black Butterfly project. Like reparation for mules and 40 acres. I want my landed acres. Hope to escape these wild neighbors. Maybe avoid scenes of gentrification. Get a chance to develop. So imagine just utilizing the perception of the various organisms or things that kind of exist around you just to tell stories. And it doesn't have to be just people. It can be water, which I covered in terms of that, like everything kind of has its own way of telling stories, but it is not usually in terms of language or in terms of the normal communication that we think is the proper way of communicating, because communication isn't always verbal or sign, or it can be in a lot of different places. It's just we probably do not understand how to use that, because people sometimes you can understand a lot about other people, not just through having long conversations with them and stuff like that, but just sometimes just sitting next to somebody, you understand a lot more than when they could have told you a million different things in that time frame. So yeah, those dimensions are, I think there's a lot of values in terms of learning about that, because it can contribute to one's own personal development, but also one's understanding of how to interact, and maybe developing empathy in terms of how we kind of, you know, approach other people and other beings and other creatures and stuff like that. So the reason why I used Black Butterfly, it's actually there's actually a story behind that as well. So that is the one that contributed to the theme of this. So it was just one day sitting outside in the back of the house, and a butterfly basically came and then landed on my shoulder, and that is basically like how the chorus of the Black Butterfly actually came across as well. Black Butterfly landed on my shoulder. So from that, I just started to ask if everything around you kind of carried those memories that I was talking about, and we kind of start to listen to those memories. How many messages do you think exist in the world constantly that we always dismissing as not important? No, we don't need it, or maybe just completely don't understand it. So yeah, that just opened doors to a lot of different questions from that, and that's how the theme for Black Butterfly came about. The idea of time, identity, and belief, those three are ones that I probably study on a personal level more than anything, because I kind of see how much it contributes to how I get who we are and what we think we are and why we do things the way we do, because those three factors are constantly in play. So it through the process, it just more and more I found it became the core message, or at the core of this particular project. And you can find it on some of the tracks. I guess I talk about that, or I cover, I guess, how I perceive them or how I think about them. But yeah, there's still things that I am studying about, but I wanted to kind of put some sort of like stamp on, yeah, on my understanding of it. And yeah, I just don't know how people receive it or how they will understand it, because yeah, especially time, like if you go into it a little bit, it's really hard to kind of find the best way to kind of share with people, or understanding behind that. And identity, the other thing. So those three factors, they sound like they're very separate things, but they are very close to each other's. And yeah, they kind of, I think, are at the core of how this message ended up coming out. Obviously there are stories that kind of help amplify them or help give them foundation, but yeah, I think at the core those things played a lot of different roles in terms of this.